Hi everyone, and welcome to today's exercise video. My name is Liz and I'm a registered kinesiologist, and today I also have Erica next to me. She's a recreational therapist, and today we're going to be demonstrating a full body exercise class. So for today, we may need a few things before we get started. You may need a sturdy chair, whether you're sitting on it like Erica will demonstrate today, or if you're standing behind it, just in case you need it for support. For equipment, you'll need a couple things as well. You may need a couple hand weights. If you don't have hand weights, that's okay. Erica today is going to be demonstrating with a couple cans of soup, all things that you can find within your home. I also have a reusable bag with me just in case I'm looking to make things a little bit more challenging. I might throw a couple more things in that bag. I also have a water bottle close by. We want to make sure we're staying hydrated. You don't need to wait for me to tell you to grab a drink of water. And then finally, make sure that you are dressed comfortably for exercise and wearing running shoes or closed-toed shoes, okay? So we'll start today with a little bit of a warm-up. We're going full body, head to toe. Let's start with those shoulders, rolling those shoulders all the way up, back, and around. Beautiful. So we want to make sure that we're waking up every piece of our body, getting ready for exercise. Awesome, last two. And I'm gonna now take it one arm at a time. Let's swim those arms forward, one at a time, like you're wiping off that countertop. Beautiful, and same idea if you're seated. Today, Erica you may see her doing a couple modifications or other options for us. Feel free to take a seat at any point or stand with me at any point. My last few, and last one. Take those hands together for me. Let's reach them out as far as they'll take you and back toward your chest. Awesome. Reaching those arms out, stretching that upper back. Looks good. Trying for maybe a few more. And then I'm going to stick with my upper body for one more piece here, and let's roll those wrists. Try and make that circle or figure eight type motion with your wrists. And then if you're feeling coordinated today, maybe try going the opposite direction. Awesome work, everyone. So our upper body should already start to feel a little bit warmer than when we started. So I'm gonna start by hanging onto my chair, and we're moving to our lower body. So I wanna start by lifting those legs one at a time. If you're noticing any difficulties with lifting those legs, you can always use your arms to help out lift those legs, just like Erica is demonstrating. Perfect, lifting up those legs one at a time, that feeling like you're climbing the stairs. Good work. Maybe a few more. We're still in that warm-up piece, waking up those hip joints. And last one. Let's take it now to those knees, one at a time. Tap those feet in front. Now, if you're noticing that this is a little bit challenging on those knee joints, you can always use a tea towel or plastic bag. So I'll have Erica grab that tea towel or plastic bag. You'll notice she's putting that tea towel under that foot and she's sliding that foot forward and backward. Awesome, and I'm gonna stick on one side here, tapping that foot, extending it forward and back. This really helps with that range of motion if you're noticing any stiffness or soreness. Tapping that foot. Good work. Maybe trying to reach a little bit farther if you can, all the way forward, all the way back, really tucking that foot under the chair if you're seated. For two more. And last one. Let's take it on over to the other foot. So I'll let Erica switch over to that opposite foot. I'm heading on now over to the opposite side, starting with that tap forward and tap back. And you'll notice this a little bit in your knees, maybe into those hip flexors. Perfect. Really stretching that foot forward and back. For a few more. And maybe our last one, forward and backward. Beautiful. Now, if you'd like, you can ditch that tea towel. And I'm gonna focus on my feet. So we'll start by just tapping that toe out. We're gonna get into our ankle joints. Perfect. So tapping that foot, getting into the ankle here. And sticking with that toe tap, let's take it side to side. So up and over, side to side. That windshield wiper type movement. Good work. And taking this at your own pace, you should really feel the tops of your toes hit your shoes. And then last but certainly not least, let's roll that foot back and forth, heel to toe. Excellent. And we'll take it now over to the opposite foot. So whenever you're ready, I'm gonna start tapping that opposite foot. Good job. Maybe if you have some tunes going on in the background, you might be tapping to the beat of a good song. And we'll take it side to side, best you can, up and over. Good work. So already, now we've moved all the way from our shoulders down to our toes. I'm feeling a little bit warmer. Rolling that foot now back and forth, heel to toe. So we're gonna start diving into a little bit of cardio. And with our cardio, you might notice that your heart rate is elevated. Your effort is gonna increase with this cardio portion. Beautiful. So whenever you're ready, I am going to start marching my feet out, start to pick up the pace of that march. And if you'd like to get those arms moving, a natural light arm swing usually works well here. Perfect. Chair is in front of you if you need it, if you're standing. If you're seated like Erica, you still have those arms and legs pumping. Good work. So I always like to start my cardio with a little bit of marching, kind of gauge how I'm feeling today. We're gonna go through a series of tapping movements. So the first tapping movement we have today is gonna be tapping forward. Whenever you're ready, let's tap those feet forward. Beautiful. Extending those feet in front, very similar to our warm-up today. But you'll notice now our pace is a little bit faster and our movements are maybe a bit bigger. Good job. Keep breathing. Make sure that if you need to grab a drink that you do at any point. Beautiful. Trying for maybe a few more, tapping those feet to the front. And then whenever you're ready, let's take that tap forward out to the side. So whenever you're ready, start extending those feet out to the side one at a time. Good work. So same idea, a chair is there if you need it. Awesome, and right now we're just focusing on the lower body. We'll build on these movements in our next round. Good job. Maybe for a few more, tapping those feet out to the side, and then next is that tap backwards. So whenever you're ready, you can start tapping those feet either under or behind, maybe holding onto the chair. This one's a little bit trickier on the balance if you're standing. So tapping those feet under, tucking those feet under the chair if you're seated. Good job. And again, similar to our warm-up, we're tapping those feet back. You might notice a little bit of work done here in the hip flexors or a little bit of a stretch. Good work. So now that we're familiar with all those tapping movements, front, side, and back, I'm gonna repeat everything that just happened and I'm gonna build on those movements. Starting with that tap forward. So whenever you're ready, come back to that tap forward for me and maybe add a light swing of the arms. Good work. So whatever naturally happens with those arms, with a light swing here, maybe it's one arm, maybe it's both arms. Maybe I've lost you in coordination and you need to take a seat and reset. That's also okay. I always tell people, doesn't need to look pretty, you just have to keep moving. We look good. Tapping those feet in front, swinging those arms for a few more. And now let's take that tapping movement back out to the side. So whenever you're ready, extend those feet out to the side and adding in those arms now, maybe a light swing of those arms out to the side. Perfect. For a few more, tapping those feet, swinging those arms. So now we're getting comfortable here. And I'm gonna switch that now to a tap backwards. So whenever you're ready, tucking that foot back, And you got it, Erica. Maybe pushing those arms back and down. One or both arms. Good job. So by now, your heart rate is probably elevated. Your heart rate is elevated and you are breathing a little bit heavier probably than our warm-up. Good job. And I think we have it in us. We're gonna do one more round of that cardio, repeating everything that just happened. So we're pretty familiar with all these movements now. So as we get more comfortable, maybe this round, we start to make our movements a bit bigger. Here we go. Tapping forward, swinging those arms right away. And if this feels good, maybe it's a little bit bigger. Good job. So that's a great way to progress your cardio. Maybe you're making those movements a little bit bigger. Maybe you're making them faster. Whatever feels good on your body. Awesome job. We'll keep going for just a little bit longer. Still breathing, still smiling. We look good. For a few more, and now let's take it out to the side. Here we go. Whenever you're ready, swinging those arms, tapping those feet. Good job. And right away you'll notice Erica and my arms are bigger than before. We're getting more comfortable. Arms are swinging. Feet are tapping. Good job. Trying for now a couple more out to the side. And last but certainly not least, let's take it back and under that chair. Here we go. Big push. Good work. Again, this is a little bit trickier on the balance sometimes, so maybe one arm works better. Or you can get both arms swinging like Erica. Looks good. We're still breathing. Looks good. If you need to grab a drink of water, again, friendly reminder, have that water close by. Perfect. Last two. And last one, march it out. Whew. Catch your breath. Well done. So now you'll notice Erica and I are going to slow down the pace of our march here. Maybe even slow down the pace of our arm swing. And we're diving into a little bit of a cool down now. So we're gonna start to bring that heart rate back down closer to resting. Same with our breathing rate. And then I'm gonna go back to some similar movements to our warm-up to make sure our body's ready for our strengthening piece today. So I'm gonna hang on to that chair and I'm going right back to that heel to toe movement, rocking that foot back and forth. Good job. Giving our ankles and our feet a little bit of love after all that marching and tapping. Good job. And over to the other foot. Rolling that opposite foot, heel to toe. Good work. Catch your breath here. And this time now, when we go back to those tapping movements, we're gonna slow down our pace significantly. Tap those feet out one at a time. Really catch your breath, maybe a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Perfect. Feeling that your heart rate's coming back down, closer to resting here. And this isn't taking nearly as much effort as that cardio piece did. Good job. Couple more. And relax the lower body. I'm gonna take it back up to my upper body, give it a little bit of love, starting with those shoulders. Good work. Maybe get those elbows involved. Make that shoulder roll a little bit bigger. Good job. And now that we're feeling warmer, we'll drop those arms down by our side. Let's reach one arm up as tall as you can and back down. And alternating to the opposite side. Good work, all the way up and back. Beautiful. Trying for maybe a few more. All the way up and down. And relax those arms. Maybe give your wrists a second to roll, open and close those fists so that we're all ready for our strengthening piece today. So the first strengthening exercise we're going to do today, I am going to start grabbing my 2 hand weights and placing them in a reusable bag. Erica today is going to demonstrate using a can of soup. So whatever feels best on your body here. So I'm going to start building my reusable bag here with my weights. And I'm going to bring that weight down by my side. Same with Erica. So I have my bag comfortably in my hand. I'm standing up tall. Erica's sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna focus on our bicep muscles today. So coming all the way up and back down. Feeling our biceps do some work here. I have my other hand on the chair for support. Good work. Same idea for Erica. So you'll notice both of our elbows are glued to our side. And if you're starting to notice that that can of soup is getting a little bit light, then maybe you're progressing to what I'm doing here by adding a few cans of soup to a reusable bag and building that resistance. Good job, everyone. So the way that you know that it's an appropriate weight to be using is by the time I'm saying last few, that bicep should be saying, okay, Liz, I'm ready for a rest. Good job. We're almost there, everyone. Biceps should start to be feeling tired, maybe a little bit heavy. And here we go with our last few. Awesome job. One more, we'll make it a good one. And I will meet you on the other side, everyone. So take your time switching over to the opposite side. I'm gonna switch over what arm is supporting here, and Erica's doing the same for that can of soup. And here we go, starting with that arm down by our side, bending at the elbow, bringing that weight towards your shoulder. Good work. So we are doing anywhere between 10 to 15 repetitions. And a great way to progress is by adding up to 15 repetitions. And then if that still feels easy, maybe afterwards, you're going back and you're doing a second set. Good job. Bringing that weight towards your shoulder, elbow still glued to your side. Form looks good. Still breathing and sitting up nice and tall. Good job. We're trying for maybe 3 more of these today. All the way up, back down. Last 2, how's that bicep feeling? And last one, and relax, shake it out. So shake out that arm, take your time, maybe shake out that hand too, depending on how tight you are gripping onto that equipment. And the next exercise that we have today, we'll be focusing on our lower body. So I'm gonna have Erica ditch that weight, and we're gonna hold on to the chair. Erica will demonstrate some leg extensions today. So she's gonna be sitting at the edge of her chair, and then she's gonna start extending those feet one at a time, like she's kicking a soccer ball. Perfect. While she's doing that, I'll be doing some mini squats today. So I'm holding on to my chair. I want the feeling like I'm sitting back in a chair while I'm holding on to my chair for support, but then I change my mind and I stand all the way back up. Perfect. So I'm sitting back with my hips and all the way back. Keep in mind, your knees should not be bending past your toes, and Erica's still going with those leg extensions. Targeting the same muscle groups, just a different option to remain seated, or if you feel comfortable standing, make sure that you're keeping in mind that your upper body is nice and tall this whole time. You're not hunching forward. Posture looks good. And you're still breathing. Good job. Let's try for 3 more. Legs are gonna start to feel tired. It's a lot of big muscles we're calling on here. And my last one. Perfect. Shake those legs out, give them a little bit of a rest. I'll have Erica now grab one of her cans of soup, and I will grab my heavier weight. So I'm grabbing the heavier weight out of my bag here. So we're gonna start with our arm out to the side or down by our side, and we're gonna focus on our shoulder muscles this time. So I'm gonna hang onto that chair. I'm gonna start lifting that weight up to the side and back down, and then bring that arm forward. Perfect. Now, if that weight is a little bit too much, even if you're using a can of soup, you can always opt to ditch the weight completely. So I'll have Erica ditch that weight now. Perfect. Out to the side and back forward. Excellent. So lots of options here for us. We want to make sure we're targeting those shoulder muscles. Good job. Arms are going to start to feel tired. I opted for a lighter weight than my biceps can handle, because sometimes, depending on if you had a shoulder injury, it usually can't handle as much weight as our biceps can. Good job. Couple more. We're alternating out to the side here and front. Let's go for our last two. So out to the side and front. Last one, out to the side and back front. Excellent, so shake out that arm, do whatever you gotta do there, and I'll meet you on the other side, whether you're opting for no weight like Erica or a lighter hand weight like myself. Either way, you're sitting up nice and tall, thinking about your posture as we lift that arm out to the side, no higher than that shoulder height. Good job. So again, keep in mind, have you had a shoulder injury in the past? If you have, maybe you're either opting for no weight, or you might notice that arm won't go as high. Excellent. I always tell people, make sure you're not going any farther than your shoulder will allow. Your body will always tell you how far it can go. Beautiful. And I have my other hand here for support, just in case. Nice. Arms are gonna start to feel heavy. They're gonna start to feel tired. We're moving slow and controlled here. That's the name of the game. Out to the side and forward. Good work. Let's try for a couple more of these, everyone. So out to the side and forward. And last one, out to the side and forward. Nicely done. So my shoulder is definitely tired. It should be feeling fatigued. It should be feeling heavy. So it's time to give those arms a rest. I'm going back to my lower body. I'm going to ditch my weight here, and I am going to focus on my calf muscles. For this exercise today, I'm gonna have Erica grab 2 cans of soup, just so that we can demonstrate using resistance. So this is actually a really great progression for those calf raises. You'll notice she's at the edge of her chair. I'm hanging onto my chair for support here, and my feet are about hip width apart. What we're gonna be working on is coming up onto those toes and back down. Perfect. So up onto those toes and back. And you'll notice that Erica's using the resistance of those cans of soup on top of her thighs, just to add a little bit more weight, making those calf muscles do just a little bit of extra work. Awesome. Now, if you're standing, you're still coming up onto those toes just as high as your ankles will allow. And you'll feel pretty quickly that those calf muscles are doing some work behind our legs. It's the back of our lower leg here as you come up onto those toes and back down. Keeping your posture nice and upright, breathing. Looks good. Let's try for maybe 3 more of these. 2 more. And last one. Relax and shake it out. Awesome. We can move those cans of soup aside here, and we're gonna dive into a little bit of balance today. So today, Erica's gonna demonstrate what seated balance looks like for everyone, and I'll show everyone what the standing balance version looks like. So I always recommend using either a sturdy piece of furniture, or maybe it's a bar or a counter type support there. So I'm gonna put my feet together. This is my first position. Erica's doing the same at the edge of her chair, and she's sitting up nice and tall. So my feet are as close as they can get together. Erica's sitting again nice and tall. When you feel comfortable, start to remove some hand support. Maybe it's one hand, maybe it's both hands here. And again, really focusing on what the posture looks like here and getting that weight between both feet nice and evenly. All right, perfect. If you feel comfortable here and you feel comfortable without any hand support, we'll move on to that next most difficult stance, which is that staggered or that semi-tandem stance. So shake those legs out in between here. And our next stance here, you'll notice one foot is gonna be slightly in front of the other, and the other foot is gonna be at about the instep of that other foot. And again, we're gonna start by removing maybe one hand, maybe two hands if you feel comfortable. And then if you need to, that's why your hand should always be hovering over your support just in case you need to hold on. Beautiful. Same idea if you're seated, really focusing on getting that one foot in that correct position and having your weight even between both feet. Awesome, and we'll try maybe the opposite foot in front next time. So shake it out. We'll try with the opposite foot in front. My other foot now slightly in front of the other. My other foot again at the instep of that foot that's in front. And then maybe removing support if you feel comfortable to do so. Awesome work. And then if this feels okay, I will demonstrate what that most next challenging stance is. So take your time shaking out those feet, shaking out those legs. And my next stance is going to be called that full tandem stance. So whenever you are ready, you'll notice here, one foot is gonna be slightly in front of the other, that feeling like you're walking that tightrope. And this one's tricky for removing support, so if you don't feel comfortable, that's what your support is there for. Now with this one, again, you're gonna wanna make sure both your feet are even with where your weight is. You're not favoring that back leg or that front leg. Sitting up nice and tall. You should feel those toes wiggling in your shoes to keep you nice and steady. Perfect. And if this is too challenging, you can always scale back to that semi-tandem stance, whatever feels better for you. And then we will shake it out and then we'll move that opposite foot in front. So take your time getting there. I'm now moving that opposite foot in front of the other. Again, removing support when you feel comfortable. Perfect, and there's no shame in having that hand on the countertop or on your support. We wanna make sure that you're practicing this safely so that you can eventually progress to these other positions. Good job, still breathing. We have a tendency to stop breathing or holding our breath when things get challenging. All right, everyone, shake it out, well done. So we're gonna get into a little bit of stretching next. We're gonna dive into some stretches. I'm gonna come back behind my chair here and I'm gonna start with my calves. So I'm gonna hang on to my chair and I'm gonna move one foot in front of the other. Erica's gonna slide one foot now slightly behind her so that she's stretching out that calf muscle in the back. Perfect. And I'm now in a lunge-like position. I'll move slightly to the side so that you can see what my legs are doing here. I have one hand here for support at least. My heels, I'm trying to keep them on the floor here. We want to make sure that we're stretching out all those muscles that just work super hard for us. Good job. Breathing through the stretches, we want to make sure we're sending all the oxygen and nutrients back to those muscles as well. Maybe one more deep breath in and out. Good job. Let's switch over to the other side. So take your time here. Opposite foot in front, keeping those heels again down on the ground. Maybe some slight bend in that front knee here. Good work. You might also feel this if you're in standing in that hip flexor as well. Good work. Still breathing in and out. And maybe falling a little deeper into that stretch with every breath. And relax. Bring those legs back together. We'll shake them out. I'm gonna take it over to my upper body here, starting with one reach up nice and tall with one arm. Opposite arm can either reach down by your side or it can be used for support. You should feel that stretch along your rib cage here. Perfect. And we'll switch what arm's on top, all the way up, and maybe all the way down with that opposite arm. Good job. Dropping that arm down by your side, roll those shoulders. Maybe consider how this shoulder roll feels compared to that first one we did today. Good work. And take those hands together now. Let's reach them out as far as they'll take us and tuck that chin downward. Perfect. Feeling that stretch in the upper back. And now let's open up those arms, swim them forward and around. Open up that chest as wide as it'll go. You'll feel the stretch a little bit in the bicep muscles that we worked on today as well. Taking up as much space as you possibly can. And now we're gonna wrap those arms around our body. Give yourself that nice big hug. Good pat on the back. You all did an excellent job today. And we'll try that one more time. Open up those arms nice and wide. Perfect. And we'll try now maybe moving the opposite arm on top. Good job. We'll drop those arms down, maybe one more good shoulder roll. Perfect. I'm gonna take it back down to my lower body again here. I'm gonna start extending one foot out in front of me. Same idea for Erica. So she's gonna start by extending one leg in front of her, and I'm going to be doing the same, digging that heel out in front. And I'm gonna start sitting back in those hips, and Erica is going to add a slight bend forward with the upper body to deepen the stretch in our hamstrings. Perfect. You might feel this all the way from the heel up into the back of the leg, maybe even into the low back here. Only leaning forward if you need that deeper stretch. Taking a couple more deep breaths in and out here. Perfect. Take your time now, slowly bringing that leg back in to meet the other. Maybe march it out if you need to. And then I'll meet you on the other side. So starting by digging that other heel in front, and right away, I already feel that stretch along the back of my leg. But if you do need that deeper stretch, maybe you're sitting back in those hips, or you're slightly hinging forward with the upper body. Perfect. And you're feeling that deeper stretch all the way from the heels up the back of the leg. Maybe falling a little bit deeper into that stretch again with every breath you're taking. And then slowly bring that leg back in to meet the other one, shaking it out. Now I'm going to be reaching one arm across my body here. Opposite arm is going to tuck under to support it. And we're going to roll that wrist out if you feel that you need to. Perfect. So you're supporting that arm, stretching out into the shoulder, as well as the wrist. Good job. And we'll slowly take that arm down by your side, and let's head on over to the opposite side. So other arm reaching across, opposite arm there to support under and rolling that wrist out. Good job. We'll slowly bring that arm back down by your side, and I'm going to come back behind my chair and slowly turning one way with our neck and our head. Perfect. Try your best to relax your shoulders here. So we have a tendency to bring those shoulders up. So try your best to press them down. Take some deep breaths. This is one of my favorite stretches. And we'll go over to the opposite side, slowly turning your gaze. We never want to turn our head too fast and make ourselves dizzy. Nicely done. We'll slowly bring that head back to center here and tilting our head this way. Feeling again that light stretch in the neck here. And then taking your time up and over to the opposite side. Good work. We'll bring our head back center slowly here, dropping our arms down by our side. I always like to finish every class with a couple deep breaths. So let's start with a deep breath in through our nose, bring those arms over our head, and push all that air out. Let's do that a couple more times, all the way up. Bring those arms up, smell those roses, and blow out those candles. One more time, all the way up and out. And excellent work today, everyone. So everyone did a great job today. For more information about the Windsor-Essex Community Health Center, you can visit our website for all of our updates and information.